What is the metaverse? Where we are and where we're headed. The term metaverse can be traced back to Neal Stephenson and his dystopian cyberpunk novel Snow Crash. The novel was released in 1992, and it's considered a canon of the genre, along with William Gibson's Neuromancer, which describes a virtual reality data space called the Matrix. The metaverse in Snow Crash is a 3D virtual reality space accessed through personal terminals and virtual reality goggles that have a lot in common with the Oculus Quest and other VR headsets. This 3D space appears to its users as an urban environment created along a single 100-meter wide road, the street. Stevenson writes, "Like any place in reality, the street is subject to development. Developers can build their own small streets feeding off of the main one. They can build buildings, parks, signs, as well as things that do not exist in reality, such as vast hovering overhead light shows, special neighborhoods where the rules of three-dimensional space-time are ignored, and free combat zones where people can go to kill each other." If Stevenson's vision of the metaverse seems familiar, it's because massively multiplayer online games, MMOGs, or more commonly, MMOs, share many of its properties. In Second Life, released in 2003, for example, users can customize realistic avatars, meet with other players, create virtual items, own virtual property, and exchange goods and services. Why the prefix? Because they exist in isolation, each being a digital island whose inhabitants and their virtual assets never leave it. The metaverse Mark Zuckerberg wants to create isn't some grand virtual experience. It's the next version of the internet. We've gone from desktop to web to mobile, from text to photos to video. But this isn't the end of the line, writes Zuckerberg in a recent letter to his employees. The next platform will be even more immersive, an embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. We call this the metaverse, and it will touch every product we build. What will power the metaverse? The metaverse will be driven by diverse forms of technology, such as cloud infrastructure, software tools, platforms, applications, user-generated content, and hardware. In addition to the technical requirements, the metaverse will include various user experiences, including but not limited to entertainment, gaming, commerce, social interactions, education, and research. When will the metaverse arrive? The question is, then, how long will it take before we move from various proto-metaverses toward the grand metaverse? Mark Zuckerberg believes that it will be by the end of the decade, but it could also be much sooner than that because foundational elements are already in place. The infrastructure behind today's internet allows massive quantities of people to gather in virtual environments, like when more than 12.3 million players tuned in for a VR concert in Fortnite featuring Travis Scott. This current infrastructure is very impressive, yet it will likely need to evolve further to support the metaverse industry experts envision. We also have the hardware to render realistic virtual environments and avatars in 3D. Meta owns the leading producer of virtual reality headsets, Oculus. Microsoft has been supporting various enterprise use cases with its HoloLens mixed reality smart glasses since its first release in 2016. In addition, Apple is rumored to release its AR and VR headsets in 2022. HTC, Pico, Magic Leap, and other manufacturers are rapidly advancing various hardware platforms, while Cascade technology architectures are shifting various computational loads across back-end server infrastructures to edge devices. Unity's Furious is a prime example of streaming fully interactive real-time 3D environments where the heavy lift of rendering the environments is handled by their automatically scaling GPU server infrastructure. The metaverse will be a ubiquitous computing experience where users can leverage traditional devices like computers and mobile devices while also enhancing the experience with emerging immersive AR and VR wearables. Finally, the same innovative technologies that have been disrupting the financial services industry since the Bitcoin network came into existence in January 2009 can be used to enable the continuity of data in the metaverse. NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are an excellent example of how blockchain technology can be used to verify the ownership of digital assets, and there are already 3D virtual reality platforms that take advantage of them.